How to find your goal by Zititas. At the beginning of this post, I want you to know that I always wanted to write about something about life, and here it goes. Most of the people I know are too busy to read my blog. I don't even know if anybody would read it. I would love to share my feelings about life with everyone. Life is a mystery, and don't waste your time to find out what is it. Yet we all want to know more about life. What is life? Some would say that life is no more than faith. Some would say it's difficult to find out. Some would say life is about living and enjoying. It's not about questioning or finding what is it. And some would say life has no meaning at all. Scientists would say life consists of living cell. When I talk about human life, in the moment of conception, a sperm fertilizes the egg. It's the start of a new life. After 9 months, we take birth. Day by day, we grow up. We learn to talk. We learn to walk. Of course, our parents, our relatives did these things to us. At the age of 4 or 5, we are admitted to a primary school. Then at the age of 13, we go to high school. From then, you start to make friends. Girls make friends with girls, and boys make friends with boys. Then at the age of 18, we go to college. Now it's time to choose our stream: science, arts, commerce, and many more. Now we will be asked, especially by our parents, what do we want to do in our life? This is a tough question for those who have not yet decided his or her aim or goal, or in simple word, what does he wants to do to make his living. So it is a hard question in this age. A boy or girl wants to become many things. When he watches a film, he wants to be an actor. When he sees his magazine, she wants to be a model. Sometimes we want to be a doctor, sometimes a singer, sometimes a scientist, sometimes a engineer, sometimes a writer, sometimes a pilot. At last, we all get confused, though some of us get to know what does he really wants to become. And it's not because of he is too intelligent, but it's because of his courage to dream. And not only to dream, but to follow his dream with his willpower, honesty and courage, and peaceful mind, and a fearless heart, and a sound body. If you think you want to be a successful, rich, happy, and healthy person, and you also want to marry someone you love, well, people say that you cannot have everything. You cannot have it all, but that does not mean you can have anything. At least you should try to have a work you love to do. You can get anything you want. I would not ask you the most famous and hated question, what do you want to do in your life? Of course, that is a ridiculous question. I guess the question is hard to answer because it's not the proper question that should have been asked by others to you. The question should be like this: what are the things you want to do in your life? Because we all need many things in our life. Everyone has a different list of things he wants to do. We all have a list of interesting works in our mind, where we put our interesting works. In this 21st century, there are thousands of work fields. For that reason, a great confusion has formed in the minds of young. If you are confused about finding a work that you are truly interested, then it's time to free yourself from your doubts and confusion, which are causing only stress, worries in your life. So it's time to check your list where there are many works that you find interesting, and now you are confused. One thing you should know, that among the different interests you have, one is true interest, others are not true. How to find out the true interest and the false interest from the list? Answer is that if your interest is true, you will work hard on the subject to know more. But for you, it would only seem fun, work, and easy. Let me repeat again. How to find out the true interest and the false interest from that list? answer is that if your interest is true, you will work hard on the subject to know more, but for you it would only seem fun work and easy. And if you are not working hard in the subject, and if you are having problems in concentrating in the subject, then your interest is false one, and you will have no benefit in keeping interest in that subject anymore. To be honest with you, for me writing is like drinking water. I cannot believe sometimes why it's so easy to write. So find a work that you find it very easy, exciting, and makes you happy every time you do it, and keeps you happy for a long time. As time passes, I find writing a fascinating work, and believe me, it thrills me from the feet to the brain. I love writing, watching films. Watching film is like food for my mind. If I don't watch a film, if I do not write, I feel so heavy, and I know it is very heaviness in mind only cause stress. So when I write, I'm only concentrated in writing, nothing else bothers me. It's like I'm totally dissolved in only writing. So the field of work where your mind works amazingly, where your mind is at calm and heart is satisfied. The subject of work where your mind gives way abundant good ideas is the work of your true interest or passion. That is the work you should do, because when you do work of your interest, there will no other thoughts that will disturb or distract you. When you are doing the work you find interesting, nothing distracts you. And when you are not doing something, or when you are doing something that is not an interesting subject for you, you'll find yourself yawning, getting bored, getting distracted every minute. It always happens in the class when the teacher is not teaching the subject interestingly, the student finding very boring. There is a saying that interest is the mother of education. So if you want to be an educated person, find a subject that holds all your focus. It's important to listen to your own heart. The choice of the subject must be taken by you. Do not listen to your parents about this, and do not allow the popular trend also. You are alive now, that is a great fact. Do not take it for granted. Each moment you can start doing the work. So it's important to listen to your own heart. The choice of subject must be taken by you. Do not listen to your parents about this, and do not follow the popular trend also. You are alive now, that is a great fact. Do not take it for granted. Each moment you can start doing the work you want to do. The purpose of our life is to search in our own within who we are really. When you will know yourself, you will know your abilities as well, and you will do the work that you are good at. So never stop learning about yourself. To know who you are is the oldest advice in the philosophy. Socrates said that in about 2399 years ago, to know thyself. If everybody have known who they are and what they should perform in the stage of world, our human life would have been much more peaceful. Find a work that you are truly interested in, and you do not have to worry about anything in the world. Most people in their young adult age do not ask the question who they are, what work they are truly interested in. Let me repeat. Most people in their young adult age do not ask the questions who they are, what work they are truly interested in doing. The best way to find a work, your true passion or interest, the best way to find a work, your true passion or interest, you have to study about the subject related to the work. You see, every work has a theory to read about. To become a businessman, there are books about business. To become an actor, there are books about how to act. To become a philosopher, there are books to read. Even if you had to read books, there are multiple ways nowadays to learn about any subject. In the subject you are spending most of your time is the work of your true interest. Notice, what do you do every day? Answer, what is the subject or work you think about every day? What is your dream? Do you have many dreams? If you have, you will get confused. That is period. About what dreams to follow in your life. Obviously, it is hard to follow every dream, but you can achieve your dreams one by one. It is very important to complete what you are already doing now. You should not jump around from one work to another, because if you do that, you'll never do any work properly in your life. Every work needs your total concentration. If you focus on one subject at a time, you could do many works in life, and you could even achieve more than one goal in your life. Many people says they find a goal, find a destination. Well, I say make a list of things you want to do before you die, because my brothers and sisters, you get only one life. Don't try so hard to find your ultimate goal, because that does not exist. More you try to find your meaning or a goal or destination, the more you get depressed and stressed. In simple sentence, don't try to find your goal, because if you really want to know what should be your goal, the answer is simple and you already know it. At first, you need to have a hobby. Your hobby is what you love to do in your free time. If you don't have any what, then think, what would you do as your hobby? If you want your life to be exciting, then you must find a work that you love to do. If you want to find a work that makes you happy, then answer these questions. What do you do in your free time that makes you happy? What do you do when you do the work? All your worries disappear. What kind of TV shows you watch? Which page of a newspaper interests you? What kind of magazine you read? What kind of people you believe as great people? Everything you think or do is telling you what you love to do. Know your interest, not others. Know your interest, not others. Be confident about what you believe as a great work, because you know yourself more than others. That is why it is very essential to know yourself. If you want to find a true yourself, do what you love. Do what you believe as a satisfying work. You cannot love your work unless you do what you love to do. It's time to believe in what you love to do, not to get confused by random opinions of others. Your life will be filled with pleasures of happiness and satisfaction, which is regarded as the highest level of success. Improve your work day by day and be master of the work you do. Don't worry about the money, it will flow to you. Just be the champion of what you love to do. Don't try to adjust yourself where you don't belong. Find the joy in your life doing what you love to do. Some questions you should ask yourself now. Name a great man you want to become like. What is his field of work? What do you do as a hobby? What did you wish to become when you were a kid? The work you don't need any reason to do is the work you are born to do. If you start to ask for reasons why you are doing what you are doing, that does not only mean that you are a very cautious person. I think that when you love something, you don't question why you love, do you? If you need reasons to do something, it is because you are not enjoying what you are doing. Ask any great scientist, writer, singer, or painter, filmmaker, or an actor. The question do why do they do that all their work? They all would say that they cannot live without doing their work. They say that it's their life. Such passion for a work is what makes them great. My point is, do the work you love. When you do the work, you enjoy every moment doing it. First you should know who you are, what kind of thinker you are, what kind of body you have, what kind of work you can do, what kind of lifestyle you want. Then decide what you should do. How to find your goal by Zititas. At the beginning of this post, I want you to know that I always wanted to write about something about life.